morning.
Good morning. I'm still in my disarray, but it's all
Oh
good.
gosh.
I'm
So
finally
I think I've learned from the past few sessions, I just no makeup, no
this
just
is
like
not this is not a
ready
pretty
with my
event.
schnozzy stuff here.
Thank you so much for understanding. I'm so sorry. And I would have started right away, but when I came down the stairs, Javi saw me and he's like, "Mom, I need to eat."
Babies need you. Babies need you. So
Yeah, so that was so odd. And so last time I thought I just slept through the alarm sound because I woke up and the screen on my phone was like the alarm was still going off and I'm like, where's the sound? Like did it just like fade away? But no, and that's what happened last week. I was cleaning the pool and I was wearing like a front pocket it's not a hooded
oh, it just
sweatshirt.
plopped out.
So it just flew out the side and into the pool and I was skimming like the bottom of the pool. So I was like, okay, here we go, come here. And it was
At least it was the pool, not the toilet.
yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, I skimmed it out. It was still on. It was still working, but I turned it off. I threw it in a bag of rice
Yeah.
for a couple hours. But then that's the only thing that's been wonky since is the alerts. It's like it's pinging because I have everything silenced because Javi's naps all the time, and all of a sudden it's pinging when he's sleeping. And thankfully he hasn't flinched when it does. But yeah, I keep randomly. I think I keep fixing it and it doesn't. And then I've only needed the alarm twice
Right.
and since that happened and it's like, oh my god.
You have a Fitbit or a Apple Watch?
I do,
Maybe you could just set your alarm on there.
but I set it to charge at night.
Oh, you don't wear it at nighttime. Okay. I always take mine off and charge it while I'm in the shower, and then I just wear it the rest of the time.
I used to wear it at night, and I don't know what I used to feel it like the light flash in my eye like in the middle of the night, so I was just stopped wearing
Yeah.
it. And I don't know about you, but I really like being unconstricted at night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, so yeah.
I'm become that way in menopause, but I was the person who literally, as a kid, would put the covers over me and I would roll one side and tuck it in and roll the other and tuck it in. So I was like a little sausage like that. And now I'm like the hottest thing in the entire world, and half the time I'm sleeping with zero covers on.
Yeah, no, I have like sleeping underwear that's like way too big, and it's like, or I wear Max's boxers, which are like a double XL. He's like, you're wearing your granny panties, but it's just because I don't like the elastic. It
There's
just
some birth control.
yeah, exactly. Men's boxers and granny panties.
Well, I think the boxers would be okay, but the granny panties might.
Yeah, those are real turn up. He calls my big girl underwear.
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh.
TMI, but really
Right.
funny.
Yep.
Yeah. So how's your week? How's the rest of your week?
My week has been full. I've had a lot of client stuff happening, which is amazing. I'm just seeing this constant calling of people and stuff, right? And even though there's challenges, it's a consistent thing. But my challenge is trying to fit all the pieces in, right? But it was interesting because last night, so I have these clients. I think did I tell you that they decided they were.
Yeah, how did that go? Did you get an
I'm
update?
still like this. So they wanted to know some information about severing their property, and I put some information in, and I was still doing that. And yesterday she's talking to me, and so I thought she's texting me, and so at the nighttime I called just to see and kind of get a temperature where they were at. And so she's talking to me like, can we get a sign up as soon as possible? I said, okay, so I said, I just need to clarify, are you asking and you're good with me and going forward that you would like me to list your home and have me work as hard as I can for you? And she just went, I have to wait and there'll be some question. And I'm like, oh, okay, so you're continuing to ask me for information. And so I got off the phone and I went, no more information. This is my work. This is my knowledge. I'm not going to give you free knowledge when you don't want to intend to commit. right? I've given you the information to either make the decision or not. You can have from there, we can go forward, but I'm not going to continue giving you my free advice so you can take it and give it to somebody else.
Yeah.
Which I'm
And
sure you feel the same way a lot of times.
well, and the truth is, if they're not going to work with you and they're going to work with somebody else,
yeah,
why aren't they asking them these questions?
That's right. That's right. Why aren't you asking them those questions if you are not intending on working with me? So that's like I said to my husband last night, I said, no, because before I was like people pleaser, right? Like I'm just going to do work till the heart. But I thought, no, like I have spent 3 days of my work. That's a lot of money and my time. I have been to your home, which is 45 minutes away. I spent time on the phone. I've spent data digging and pulling together expert reports for you. And yet, right? So shit or get off the pot. Like
Yeah, that's a great boundary because it just shows them well, A, they're not gonna they don't really care. They're just clearly opportunist in however they're approaching this.
yeah.
Whoever they is telling them the big price tag, either they don't trust them or they don't or they just are doing what's easy and convenient.
They want me to promise them they can get that much money, and I can't ever promise a price. If somebody's promising you a price for your house, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but you got the wrong person.
And not only that, but like if they're promising you, let them prove it.
Right. Right.
Why would you promise them something that they are being promised elsewhere and do the work to support that? Like
Yeah,
that just does
exactly.
it's so
And
something.
and all my research supports not horribly deducted price. And I said, wow, you put it under there. Maybe you have all this interest and maybe you get that price. Like, wouldn't you rather take that chance than to sit it up there and just have it the disappointment of being told you're too high, you're too high, you're too high, you're too high? Because that's what the people are going to tell you, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, I got off and I said to my husband last night, I said, you know what? It's time for some boundaries about my expertise and my work. You know, like I don't work for free, but I only get paid when I sell your home. So if you're going to let me sell your home, my advice for you is unlimited. But here's where it stops. I've given you the information to make the decision, and I've proven that I will go the extra mile. You know, but I'm trying to frame it in my mind how I actually have that. It'll be the first time I've ever had that conversation ever. So trying to frame that in my mind of how to own my own space, but not come across offensive. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay, here's the thing. I want to share something with you that I don't know that you remember. You have no problem setting boundaries where you're not committed. Do you remember when I asked you about my house?
No.
Okay, so I had listed my house and we had an agent,
Yes,
and
I
then I
do.
met
Yes,
you.
I do. Yes, I do.
And then I met you. And then I
Right.
was like, oh, well, like I just wanted to like, get some info and gauge the temperature. And you
Yeah.
were very clear on setting a boundary with me.
Was I? Tell me
Yeah.
about that, because I don't see that.
Okay, you said, let me see if I can even find the old text messages or if you left me a voicemail.
I do
So
remember you asked me, but here's the thing. You asked me something, and then Carrie also asked me a question as well, too.
yeah, Carrie, the new my friend in the chapter.
Yeah. And so I was like, I remember her asking me, but I don't recall you, but now I think I do.
Okay, so give me 1 second. It was really, really early. Yeah, I'm totally okay if you're not comfortable. I get it. My house is actually on the market and I'm already working with an agent I've worked with in the past. We listed on the 12th, done an open house a couple weekends ago. He wanted us to drop the price.
Mm.
Um,
If you have another agent, I am very good at being over here because I don't want people stepping on my toes when I'm an agent.
yeah. So I'm gonna I'm gonna share. So I'm gonna listen to it because I can't seem to. Or maybe I can listen to it on my computer and have you listen to what you said.
Wow, that
It
who
would
knew
be
that that would be part of it? Like boundaries, like it is incredible. And last night I watched the interview with Lucy with my husband last night. So,
oh yeah.
so I'd watched it, but my husband watched it. So it was interesting. So
How did it feel to have him watch you speak?
I felt good about it. I was waiting for comments and he had none, except for he was making fun of how Lucy pronounced my name.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Hi, Sonia. Thank you so much for the text messages. Sorry, I've been facilitating a workshop all morning, so I just got out now, headed to another meeting. But I wanted to touch base about your questions. Hey, congratulations that your house is on the market. I know it's frustrating. I know you guys are probably trying to get into a new place before baby comes, but I am going to hesitate to answer any of your questions because I don't know your property. I don't know the conversations that have happened, and I will never undermine the integrity of another agent. So I hope that that makes sense to you. But unless you have deep concerns about your agent and where they're at, otherwise I'm happy to chat. But I think that when an agent starts to encourage you to drop the price, I think that, obviously you have questions, but, I think that you need to listen to what she's saying and when she's providing data. But other than that, I can't really comment on anything. So I hope that helps. Let me know if you have anything else. Bye-bye.
Wow. It's so good to hear myself on the back end.
Okay, so notice that.
Yeah,
It was very clear.
it's very
I
clear.
don't have the information. You're not working with me,
Yeah.
and they're the expert there. So this is very much the scenario. They want to trust that other person's expertise, but they're not willing to earn that trust. They're wanting you to vet them for them.
Right.
So here's the thing. You get to say, without being defensive on your work, and that's very much protective of your work, because that impacts your reputation if you do
Yeah.
something or say something and then it goes haywire, or the other agent ends up following through on something that they recommend and you went against it. So at this point you get to say, look, you're getting advice on that pricing from that agent.
Mhm.
You have a choice to make here. You're either trusting them or you're trusting me. Me giving you information from my perspective is going against whatever awareness or whatever expertise that agent is operating from. And so I would be undermining him by continuing to provide you support. And I would be undermining my expertise by knowing that you are not trusting me with your listing, and you're not choosing me at this time. And yet I'm still providing that information where I can't fully serve you. And so
Right.
I'm giving you information that is not going to be executed from my perspective or my expertise. And so it's not going to serve you. So you're going to get half of mine and half of his, and you're going to end up with a whole lot of nothing.
Right.
And so at this point, I have to let you know that I'm totally available when you're ready to trust me with your listing.
Mhm.
And until that point, I'm going to allow you to honor whoever your advice that you're choosing. And I'm going to encourage you to fully invest in them.
Okay.
It's not about you. You're
Yeah.
setting the boundary, but it's not about you.
No.
You really can't fully serve them by
No.
giving them
And I'm
half-baked
actually crossing
information.
the boundary of implied representation, which could put them in a legal position to owe me commissions regardless.
Okay.
So, and my brokerage could put my brokerage in a conflicting position, because we're now crossing the boundaries where I'm treating you and giving you advice like a client, but you are not taking that information. And I'm so glad we're having some changes in the real estate world, like in our regulations, that will eliminate a lot of this conversation, and have people will have to make their intent very clear from the get-go with the real estate conversation. So you're either having, I'm just looking at getting started, so let's just have some general conversations here. But if my full intent is to not use you and I just want to get in the door, I can't do it for them unless I have that listing. Like, I cannot represent them unless they are my customer, my client. And it has to be very clear from the get-go, and it's going to eliminate a lot of problems for realtors because we have so much of that.
Yeah, and the truth is, it's a challenging thing because a lot of people, when they approach a realtor, they don't even know if they're really going to list or if they're really going to buy, or
well, and that fact-finding mission is one thing, but there's people that are like, I want to go look at this house, and they may have another realtor in the back end, and they'll tell you they don't. And so there's a conversation that has to happen. Like, people get offended when you have that conversation. And now it's going to be like, new regulations have stated, I have to clarify what our relationship is going to look like so that I can serve you at my highest and my best. Otherwise, we have to just kind of frame this conversation and figure out where you're at, right? Like, maybe you're not there yet.
Yeah. That's awesome. No, that's good. And so I'm really glad I still had that. I can't
even believe that. And I can't believe how I sounded from this side.
Yeah. So tell me about that. Hearing yourself, how did it feel to hear yourself?
I second guess myself all the time, whether I sound professional enough, whether I sound knowledgeable enough, and exactly that, with boundaries that are gentle but firm. Right? With the protection of myself and also the protection of other people, because, like I said, I'll never step on the toes of another agent, never. Right? And intentionally, like, sometimes it might happen, but that you can't.
Yeah. It's not a deliberate fact from you.
It's never a deliberate fact. And anybody comes to me, I'm like, you go talk to your agent first. If you have issues with them and that doesn't work out, you can come back and talk to me, but I'm not going to be that person. Right?
Yeah. So how did you feel? You had that question, but you heard yourself. How did it sound to you? Like, what was your awareness now?
My awareness was, in the moment, I have all it takes to do it. In the moment, I just can trust myself to guide my conversation.
That's huge. I'm so glad that served.
Wow, the things that just intricately, wow. Sometimes I say, I wish I was God and I could sit up there in the sky and watch and be like, watch this and watch this, and all I just leave it all together. And then one day they're going to be like,
that's a great visual. It's like a tapestry that you're weaving.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly.
Good.
And we have no idea how this little thread comes in here and makes such a dominant line, but it meant really nothing at the moment.
Yeah. So that's pretty powerful. That reflection of, hey, shit, I'm looking backwards and I'm doubting. But when I hear it, it's that. Yeah. And so the only thing that I foresee shifting for you is in your tone, you're trying to be sweet about it.
Yeah.
But really, you get to be just as you are in this conversation. You get to be that fluid.
Yeah. Yeah, because my intention is never to be rude. I don't want them to go away, right? But I need to set boundaries. Like, you had no problem telling me you were considering somebody else. So let me tell you now, it's gone beyond just me giving you the knowledge to make the decision. Now you're utilizing my knowledge without a commitment. And I need to have that. You can't access the use of a car. You can test drive it, but you can't use it every day unless you buy it. Correct. Or at least you make a commitment, right? And so I think that's a big piece.
Yeah. And so noticing that, like, that's not up to them to have that wherewithal. It's up to you to set the boundary.
It's up to me to say, okay, the meter's here now. you want to go beyond, let's have that conversation. You know, last night I was testing the waters and I thought, okay, I'll just test the waters. But today, because she kept saying, well, I haven't had time to have a conversation with my husband. And I know that they very much do tandem stuff and they have to make that decision. I think he kind of makes the final. He doesn't have as great of English comprehension as she does. So I think there's a lot of that. And so, yeah, but I just have to say, you know, like right now here, love this stuff is sitting with the city, but you're not going to get that information if I don't have a commitment from you. But I don't want to say that to them, right? Like I intend not to give that information to them until I have that commitment. But the conversation will be, we're here now. Where do you want to go?
Yeah. So when you think about having her in front of you, let's practice this, because I want to hear what shows up for you, because
Okay.
there's going to be gremlins showing up as you're having this conversation. Do you mind if I grab some more coffee?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so as you're prepping yourself, I want you to like kind of lean back, take a deep breath, scan your body from head, and so just go scanning through your head, your shoulders, all the way down, and just notice what's showing up even at the thought of having this conversation, because I think that'll be really, really telling as a starting point. I know I made a mistake by going out there and being seen.
What's that?
I said I made a mistake by going out there and being seen by the baby.
Oh no.
They were in the dining room. I didn't know that. I thought they were in the living room. Whoops. Hi, baby. Bye, baby.
Right? Go back to work now.
Yeah. Just escaping for a moment. Okay, so what did you notice in your body as you scanned?
I went straight from, I can have this conversation, but anxiety about the pushback,
Okay.
the objection. Objections terrify me because there's two reasons. And I thought, what about this conversation and this potential objection is a problem for me? And it's because, first of all, I don't want to be rude to somebody I really care about.
Okay.
And I don't want to get emotional in a business situation because I'm really frustrated. You know, as women, we can go there. And I don't like the fact about myself that emotions go straight to my eyeballs and my red nose. It's like, so those are things that having the conversation is one thing, but having somebody take me wrongly intended, which is actually their problem, but I always take it as mine. I'm very aware of that fact. Okay. And can I answer their objection without getting flustered and come across like I don't know what I'm talking about? I want to be confident in my rebuttal, not just in my immediate conversation.
Okay, so let's address all of that. And in this situation where they're so blatantly being disregarding of your expertise and the commitment and the relationship, the first thing you get to do is no longer be at the same level in the relationship.
Right.
So right now you want to continue to hold on to the legacy of the relationship up to this point.
Yeah.
But the truth is, it's not about the relationship no matter what. Right?
That's exactly what my real estate coach said the other day. Your relationship means shit. Done. Prove why you're good.
Yeah. And so here's the thing, and this is going to be a really challenging thing for you, and I'm just going to give you the high level of how we're going to work through this kind of throughout our time together. But right now, Dania and the way she does her job are the same thing.
Right.
Okay. They are conflated as one.
Right.
But Dania, regardless of how she does her job, is worthy, valuable, lovable, capable, respectable, all those things, right? But right now you're pinning it, you're defined by the work that you do and that's understandable given all the things we've uncovered about your history and your parents, right? That has been ingrained in you.
Yeah.
But guess what? You get to choose how you move life forward. You get to do your job and no longer be drained by it.
Yeah.
You get to be fueled by it, but it no longer determines what Dania is. You
Can I
get
say
to stay
hallelujah? Can I say hallelujah?
absolutely.
Give me hallelujah.
Yeah, hallelujah. And so over here, you get to be independent of that. And so before we even get into it, because I want to talk about all the things that you just said, I'm so glad this is happening right now, because this is like gold right now. This is the gem of the work, right? We have a framework, we have an outline, but it's whatever is showing up in life that's showing us what needs attention. And this is perfectly it, because this encompasses everything that you're doing moving forward. So very much like in our work together, where you're trying to present this perfect little package, when
Yeah.
really you only need to show 1% of where you are right now. Same thing, you're trying to get that feeling of the end goal, of that end sale. But the truth is, you're not committed to that yet. So therefore, you can't define yourself by that end result.
Yeah.
You have to own the relationship from your perspective,
Yeah.
and only your percentage of the contribution
Yeah.
up to this point, right? And
And I
so,
think that's a piece that I do when somebody asks for my help. I 1000% commit myself to them before a commitment needs to be made. And so I'm providing a deeper level than I need or should.
yeah, and so interesting. So yesterday I did a workshop for real estate agents.
Did you really?
I did, yeah. And it was cool because I got to speak to like some of the challenges of an agent just from knowing your work. And obviously I know, just because I know the industry and I've bought and sold so many houses.
Yeah.
So I can see what it's like on the seller's end and what the thought process is. But also knowing like how your time demands. And so I was able to speak to that in the workshop, and it was like, yes. And this is not unique to Dania. It's just compacted by Dania.
Yeah.
Because not because of you, but because of your wiring. And so this tends to be the helping profession for women in
Right.
in this industry. And so there's patterns because you're drawn to it for a reason. And it's like your time is not your own. People want you to expect so much of you, and you own that. And you, because the end result is dependent on the outcomes of your work, you are showing up from day one as though the end result is a given, which is good, but not good if or it becomes a disservice to yourself if it means you're not getting the commitment. So it's like knowing that the expectation that you are going to have that level, but also knowing like when to turn up the volume and when to turn it down.
It's interesting as you say that, and I'm having certain scenarios and conversations that I've like say experiences I've had in my real estate come through my mind, and always knowing that it makes me want to throw up asking for the business. Do you know what I'm saying? Right? And how do you frame that conversation? Because when we say ask for the business, it isn't necessarily, please let me do this, but that's what I've been doing. It really needs to be, here's your information. That's where the relationship stops until you want to take it further, right? Just like you have, here's this free stuff I'm going to give you online and all the stuff that you can get, but you want more, you got to click that button, right? You got to make the action. You got to do it. You got to be the committer, right? And I'm just here waiting for you to be there. And otherwise, I'm going to carry on doing whatever else I do.
Yeah. And the way that I would use my example, as you're using it right now, is in my line of work, I often know what is possible for the other person. And so I get to hold that awareness, right? But until they are committed to doing the work, I'm imposing on them if I bring this to the table on such a deeper level.
Imposing. Okay.
And so where, yeah, and so it's not so much the same in your case, because the assumption is they're coming to you because they want to sell the house and or they want to buy a house, right? But here's the thing, um, in the relationship, they still have that element of choice. And until they're ready to choose to trust you, you get to show them what's possible, but you don't want to assume that they are choosing you. And so it's like respecting their boundary by
Yeah.
not bringing to the table that intensity of relationship until they're ready for it.
Like seriously, it's like all these pieces. I think in picture. So by the way, if you haven't noticed, I think in picture. So it's like literally having all of these starry pieces out there to make one big star, like kind of maybe reverse action of a star blowing up, right?
Right.
This way. And just pulling it in to make one big strong piece, right? Like all these little things that have happened to me and experiences that I've had. And I like how you said and because to me, how I do things and my emotional intelligence is probably one of my biggest awarenesses of how I make people feel. And so if I'm imposing on somebody, I don't like people imposing on me. So even if my intention is helpful and I am imposing on them, that's still not right.
Yeah. And so I'm going to give you another example to this end. So imagine when we first met at the After Five.
Yeah.
And you and Christine are there. And I had a sense that there was something deeper available to us in the relationship. Imagine if I would have acted like your best friend in that moment. How would that have felt to you without knowing me?
Well, first of all, I would have never thought it was about your work.
Right.
That's me. That's me.
Yeah.
Because I am like, the more people I have in my life, I can just hold them and I love them. You know, like I've often said with my clients, I'm like that little kid who like finds lost puppies and wants to bring them home and keep them, right? Like I just am like that. And I have a hard time setting that, okay, I can be friendly with people and I can have them in my life, but I don't need to let them in this space. Right? That boundary. But if you had come to me and been friendly with me, that would have been great. But on the other hand, I would have second guessed myself about why I wanted you as my friend. Was I wanting there because I love your knowledge and your space and your energy, or do I truly love you as a person? Right? So there would have been my conflicting. I would probably have never questioned your intention.
Right. But that would have felt like too much.
Yeah.
So fast, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I have a friend, we're like the best of friends now. We talk almost every day. And I met her in a coaching program in 2021. And I don't know what it was. I couldn't explain it to you. But I said to her, I like you. And I'm like, you're going to be my best friend.
That's Christine and I. We just we've known each other for maybe a year now.
Yeah, and so it's interesting, and like she talks about it on her podcast and her podcast launch party, how I just like put myself there and I hunted her down, but I was so deliberate because it was just like, so I couldn't explain it myself, and so I just spoke it, and so it was this understanding that she was like, who is this girl? But okay. So she got to choose because she knew where my energy was at, right? So in those two scenarios, one is like, and the other one is like, ha ha ha, okay, I choose that, right? And so it doesn't mean that you don't get to like give people that obvious, like, I'm here to like really be your person.
Yeah.
But you get to speak it and you get to let them choose.
Yeah.
Whereas when you come at it from this energy as I need this from you, or I need to show up like this because it fills me.
Yeah.
Is like it flips the tables on being about them to being about you, and then that actually becomes like a bit of a repellent because it's like, whoa, it's too much.
And it's almost like a begging though. And that's where I never want to be. Like, I'm here for you. I'm here for your business. I don't have to have your business, right? Like, and there's that fear because we're in a place of real estate that's kind of so up and down. And I feel like I've always been trying to get myself stable, right?
Okay, so notice your body right now in that awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's showing up?
Well, my shoulders just feel like they want to do this.
Okay.
And I just feel like my head starts to do this stressy thing, right? When I think about the roller coaster and the money ride and the whole thing.
Okay, two things are happening right now. First, there's that there's an assumption that it's not going to come, and so you have to make it happen, right?
Yeah, huge.
Okay, there's that. And then the other piece is you're not in the moment. Anxiety is about being in the past or being in the future.
Right.
So you're not here right now. Okay, I've said that. Now, I'm going to get you to take a nice deep breath. And I'm going to get you to plug one nostril and breathe in. Plug the other nostril, breathe out. Now breathe in through that same nostril and plug the other nostril and breathe out. And then breathe in again through that nostril. Then switch it and breathe out. And breathe in. And switch it and breathe out. Keep doing that. Breathe in and switch it. And breathe out. And breathe in. And switch it. And breathe out. And breathe in. And switch it. And breathe out. And breathe in. And switch it. And breathe out. Now release and take 3 breaths, slow breaths in and slow breaths out. And through your nose still. Now I want you to imagine you having a conversation with anyone, any new potential customer. You're giving them the information. And the assumption is the universe, God, whoever you want to refer to, is making sure that I am taken care of. It is giving me an abundant amount of what I want. Not what I need, what I want. So not just what I need, what I want. Literally, it is unstoppable. And the more I welcome what I want, the more I get. I don't need to do anything in this relationship to make it happen. I get to show up as me in all of my wealth of knowledge, with all of my boundaries, respecting myself and the client, and everything falls into place in an overflowing abundance. What's happening in your body?
I feel like a settling that there's going to be, and I think because it's something I'm going to have to experience, but I'm okay with it, of being in two spaces of I'm good with a relationship as a business piece and not crossing into a personal piece and separating those clients from that, so that there's a loving friendship, like friendliness, but not a deep friendship. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that I'm going to be in that space. I think I have to walk it and experience it, but I think as I go through it, I will recognize it and I will just kind of settle into it as it happens.
That's a great awareness. And so let's tap into that awareness right now. And it's a rapid fire answer. Okay. From the gut, from the chest, wherever it's coming from, but from your body. Okay. Don't think about it. I want you to rapid fire answer. Okay. So you ready for it? Right now, when it comes to clients, the reason I need or want to make them or build a deep, friendly relationship beyond the business relationship is because
I want them to be around for many years and refer their friends, family, and come back to me and say good things about me.
okay. So why wouldn't they be able to do that with the professional relationship woman?
There is no reason. There is no reason at all.
And then when you take away that element of requiring the friendship, does that feel cleaner? Or does that feel heavier?
I guess you could call it cleaner. It feels less obligated on my part.
And they feel that too.
Right.
Because you're like, and it's not conscious, but it's almost like a demand of the relationship level that they're not prepared to give.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it is always about the business. And so how does it feel?
Yeah. I can't define that. Sorry, my dog wants to go out.
That's okay. Go ahead if you need to let him out.
Yeah.
So notice that, right?
Yeah, just let me let him out. I don't want him
Yeah,
to.
go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, one sec. Did you do that? That's not good. You gotta give me more warning than that. Okay. More warning than that. Sometimes having these two little dogs feels like having toddlers running around while you're trying to do this. One's always getting into something.
That's too good. So,
Yeah.
so notice all of this awareness. Like, do you see how heavy that is in an interaction of discovery?
Yes, because it clouds my subconscious intention. I don't know how to put it any other way. Like
Absolutely.
it's not done intentionally, but the heaviness of like, okay, here's another client and I'm going to have to invest all of this stuff and it's going to drain my energy. And if if I'm not calling them on their birthday and I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that, then I'm a bad person and, their loyalty is going to go away. And that's the same as I've been with my whole relationships, everything. My whole personal, family, friends, workmates.
Guess what? You don't have to own all that shit.
Yeah.
And so notice that. And so, and here's where the kicker is. If you're already overloaded, and that's the dynamic your subconscious is bringing to the table with a new relationship, do you think you're actually going to want to attract that?
No.
So therein lies.
Because it's one more thing I don't want on my plate.
Yeah. And therein lies the kicker. How your body is not allowing you to welcome new business.
Oh my God. How insane is that? How insane is that? I literally can see myself. Like I have this image I can't really see it, but see it kind of ghosty. Like an executive person standing there giving the advice that people want you to give them. And then just go about my business. I just kind of can see it there, but it's like I haven't been able to step into that being. It's there. I guess I told you, I think in pictures and you know, like when you have like some of these movies where they show people that are like maybe in a coma, but their spirits out here and they're doing stuff, and then they can step back into that and become alive again or whatever, right? That kind of thing. I know it's there, but I haven't married it.
Isn't that powerful?
So it's, yeah.
So our brain and body, so I'm actually, I'm constantly learning. And so I'm actually in a container with a friend of mine who, when we were training, we were accountability buddies. And now she's like super amazing. And she studied neuroscience herself. And she has all of these modalities, and we have a similar certification. And I'm learning about neuroscience on the side as well, not just from like a now perspective, but also from a developmental perspective. So I'm seeing it on the front end with my son, and then on the back end with my clients, which is really damn cool. And so our brains and our bodies work together to keep us safe. And we're talking like unconscious level safety, right? It's like your fight, flight, freeze without any conscious awareness. And so
But
all
why
of
do I
these,
need to be afraid of something that's not even happened or there? Like, why do I have that need to go straight to the fear?
because that is how you didn't have that resilience built in. Nobody could hold space for you at a time when you needed your nervous system to wire. And therefore it wired in an autopilot stress state.
Yeah, I get
And,
that.
and so everything that you do is from that perspective of stress. And so
And
your
not just
body,
stress, and not just stress, Sonia. It's absolutely a state of panic that
because
that I have to have my own back. I have to have my own defense, but I don't know that I'm strong enough to be in that space, because sometimes people need to be protected, not just protect.
correct. And the truth is, all of this was like what basically you just said you learned as a little person is nobody's here to help me.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so in this container that I'm in, we are practicing unwinding all of the neural circuitry. And this is exactly what I do with my work as well. But ultimately, what she's reinforced that I already know is the fact that even on things that we think we're ready for, our bodies call bullshit. And they do whatever the hell they want. And energetically, we are, okay, I want to show you something. So just, you're going to see my study notes. So this is not pretty. It's not completely done yet. So give me 1 second. Okay, where's okay, here it is. Oh shoot, I lost it. 1 second. Okay, I'm going to show you this. So our bodies are energy, right? We have energy, we vibrate as energy. And so our emotions, our electromagnetic fields have a frequency, just like sound waves. These are electromagnetic waves. So when we talk about contracted versus expanded energies, like that
Yeah.
contraction you feel versus feeling
Yeah.
expanded, You can see the vibrations on the lower end. Fear, grief, apathy, guilt, shame, anger, desire, pride, versus peace, joy, love, reason, acceptance. They are physically vibrating differently. And then if you look at elevated emotions again, you see the vibration is really, it almost becomes smooth because it's so consistently high that the space in between the ups and down is so like steady. Versus control, anger, fear. So literally, when you are in front of a client, this is how you're vibrating.
I feel so bad for my clients.
But that's okay. Don't. It's okay. This is life.
I know, but I think when I came to the realization that what people feel around me and little things that I've heard and seen that I couldn't ever put a pinpoint on, where I didn't feel like I was heightened, and they would be like, you need to just kind of get on it, you know, like don't get so wound up. And I wouldn't feel it, but they obviously were.
Yeah. So the intention of this is not to like make you feel bad. It's to inform you, right?
Yeah.
To inform you and give you awareness. And so this is the purpose of unwinding all of those layers. So you may not, like, I don't like calling them negative emotions, but you may not be a negative person, but you could be carrying a lot of negativity in your body.
Yeah.
And that is because of the early wiring and imprints.
Yeah. I think that there was always a point where I had to be on guard, because at any point somebody else might think that I was doing something wrong or destructive to them, or I don't even know what the word that I'm looking for is, like, and I told my husband this, that I'm tired of being, and I'm literally exhausted from being in a space where I'm always trying to adapt to the situations around me so that I'm unoffensive.
Okay, so that is that element of control. The truth is, sometimes people are going to be offended by us because we don't come from the same cloth.
Mm-hmm.
And so all you need to worry about is clearing your intentions, right? And being comfortable with who you are so you can show up with that presence. Should you choose that, right? You don't actually need to do anything. You can carry on being exactly as you are. There's no right or wrong. There's always lessons, no matter what.
Yeah.
But you get to choose now that you know what's happening. And so as you think about setting boundaries with all of this awareness, what is clear to you now?
What is clear to me right now is that I'm okay in my knowledge and my space to just present it. I don't have to, and I hope I'm explaining this right. I don't have to embody my knowledge. I can present my knowledge, and that's good enough. And I don't have to become this. I guess you want people, when you're in an industry like this and people coming to you for your knowledge and your expertise, to just be the image of that and not just have it, right? So I think that it's okay to have it on a plate beside me and that knowledge that I use, but that's not everything about me.
Correct. It's not defining you. And you can know it in your core, like you could have it in you, but you don't have to give it that way.
Right. And I don't have to feel like, I guess it's kind of like when you have a little kid who wants information about bodies or different things. What we think we need to give them is not necessarily all that they need, right? You can just give them a bit and they're happy and away they go, right? And that's it. Whereas we feel like we have to explain the whole entire thing and the birds and the bees and everything else that goes with it, and they're just like spinning because that's not what they needed.
They're not ready for it. And so,
The truth is.
yeah, yeah. So let's do a compassionate self-forgiveness around that. So I forgive myself for buying into the misunderstanding
I forgive myself for buying into the misunderstanding
that I have to give my everything at the outset.
that I have to give my everything at the outset.
The truth is,
The truth is,
I get to allow the relationship to evolve naturally.
I get to allow sorry, say that again.
I get to allow the relationship to evolve naturally.
I get to allow the relationship to evolve naturally.
And the truth is,
And the truth is,
I don't need to push whatever is going to happen.
I don't need to push whatever's going to happen.
I forgive myself for buying into the misunderstanding
I forgive myself for buying into the misunderstanding
that I am defined by
I'm
how I show up.
by how I show up.
The truth is,
The truth is,
I am, and therefore I can show up.
the truth is, I am, and therefore I can show up.
And I get to choose how I show up.
And I get to choose how I show up.
And the truth is,
And the truth is,
it's okay to not be fully giving everything at the very beginning stages.
the truth is, it's okay to not be giving everything at the very beginning.
I forgive myself for buying into the misunderstanding
I forgive myself for buying into the misunderstanding
that the only way to maintain professional relationships
but the only way to maintain professional relationships
is to treat them like family or
is
friends.
to treat them like family or friends.
The truth is,
The truth is,
my clients want a professional relationship with me,
my clients want a professional relationship with me,
and anything above and beyond that gets to evolve naturally.
and anything over and above that gets to evolve naturally.
And the truth
Truth is,
not every client is going to be my friend.
not every client is going to be my friend.
Is there any other ones that come up for you?
And the truth is that when I am professional with my clients, they will be less likely to have a broken relationship with me because I'm professional over friendly.
There you go. Okay. I forgive myself for buying into the misunderstanding
I forgive myself for buying into the misunderstanding
that I need to take on the weight of the world in my professional relationships.
that I need to take on the weight of the world in my professional relationships.
The truth is,
The truth is,
I choose how much I bring into my energy space.
I choose how much I bring into my energy space.
And the truth is,
And the truth is,
boundaries I set are useful and healthy.
boundaries I set are useful and healthy.
And the truth is,
And the truth is,
I get to be concerned with only my energy.
and the truth is, I get to be concerned with only my energy.
Yeah. How does all of that land and feel?
It feels so good. I can't tell you how hard I'm pushing on my chest to like push it into my body or something. It's like strange. And I wanted to share something with you because if you knew me 20 years ago, you would not understand like how these two people could be the same people almost. Because I read a book and maybe you've heard about it and maybe even read it, but it's called Boundaries by Dr. Henry Cloud. So I read that book before I got divorced, like probably 4 or 5 years before I got 3 or 4 years before I got divorced. And in that book, he has you close your eyes and imagine yourself as a house with a fence around it. And what does your fence look like? And what does your gate look like? And who is coming and going? Right. And I did that. And that is not at all what I saw. What I saw was my property from when I was a child, right? Everything goes back to my childhood. In this corner of our property, we lived in this 10 acres, and there was this one corner by the two intersecting roads where we would get off from the bus, and we would walk through there, and it was had like a little old cabin that was on there because we had like 10 acres, and then the house was up, but it was just this corner. And I saw myself, there's no fences, there's really just this broken shaft, but it's not even really there. And I'm running and hiding behind this tree and that rock and that tree, and there's no fence, and everybody's allowed to walk around, and I'm running around hiding from everybody because I don't want them to hurt me. And I realized that I just didn't have unhealthy boundaries. I just didn't have any. I just had nothing. And I was allowing everybody to come in that space. And so it was from that moment on that I learned some language when it came about. It takes very particular situations where I can be like, right? Like, it's still tough for me to say, and I'll say the words, this is my boundary. Here's my parameters. And I've said it to my mom. Oh my gosh, my mom didn't talk to me for 3 months because I said that to her, because it was a boundary that was hurting me. And I said, no, this is my boundary. You don't get to go beyond those. And that is what started to really make my parameters in my first marriage, where I could stand up for myself and say, no, that you don't get to treat me that way. And if you refuse to change, it changes the dynamics of our relationship. And so I still struggle with all of that because I have some boundaries, but I still am freely like, oh, come on in. Oh yeah, come on in.
And that is a layering, right? That was a lot to ask of your nervous system to unwind clearly what your parents had taught you.
Yeah.
That you didn't deserve any boundaries, whether it was conscious or unconscious. But based on your mom's response, it's very clear it was deliberate.
Yeah.
It was very inconvenient for them to have children with self-respect and boundaries.
Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of it too, coming back to like and I'm glad that there's been a lot of evolving in people in their beliefs and stuff, that Christians just need to lay down and be a martyr from day one. You don't get to have a personal boundary, turn the other cheek, blah, blah, blah. But the truth of it is that we were never intended to be like that. Even Jesus, when he got angry, flipped tables and said, that's enough, right? Like, there's still parameters around that. And we forget that. And we say, God created us with a way to be able to stand up for ourselves. So, let's do that in a healthy way. But we were taught, well, if someone wants to take something from you, pretty much just give it to them. If they want to call you names, you just be quiet and take it. And that just accumulates pain after injury, after, wound, after everything piling on you.
Yeah. And that just doesn't work.
No.
And because it goes against our nature. Our nature is to have alert systems.
Yeah. And I've evolved from that piece for so long, but yet there's still like you say, that unwinding of what was programmed when you were younger, right? And I have children who are hyper the other way. Maybe it's because I was so this way, and they are over here, and they know that I sit in this space. And that'll be a subject for another day because we're done for today. But they will like eat me alive, my children. That's a whole subject for another day.
Yeah. And so it's really it's so layered, right? So layered. And so just know that as you go through this journey, there's no like endpoint. It's just so healing is like a spiral.
Yeah.
Not like a line. Because you start out here and then you get a little closer to your center, but you're kind of revisiting a lot of the same subjects as you go to closer to your center, because when you were out here, you weren't prepared to deal with what was in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're building your resilience slowly.
Mhm.
And so I know we're past our time,
Yeah.
but I just want to check in with you. How are you feeling about having this conversation then?
I actually feel very freed. And I actually feel like it's time, because I literally had to stop kind of my journaling because I felt like I was in a mopey mode and I didn't want to be there. So I just wanted to, what you said, like that whole, what did you call last week? Like with the week off? What do you call the week off?
Oh, integration week.
Yes. I feel like that's what I needed to do to kind of like step up to the next level. I felt like I needed to be there and to say, okay, we're not going to just continue listening to the icky, but where is it all? We have it. Let's just deal with it and put it in the space and go. Let's go. So I feel like this is a very timely conversation, because you told me when we started this, you're going to get busy. And I'm seeing little things coming from here, people calling me, this and that. And I'm doing this meditation every morning that says, even if I mess up and I miss this opportunity, the opportunities are endless and there is more coming. They are endless. And I've been doing this meditation and, I'll be like, oh crap, I messed up on that one. Right. But then the next thing I know, my phone's ringing. And so I feel like this is so good, because it is preparing me and dealing with those feelings that are cluttering up me, is getting in the way of my being productive and slowing me down in regards to my mind and what I can like absorb and stuff, right?
Yeah, so that's a really great awareness. And so as you're moving through, because your inclination is going to be to judge and then feel guilty and then da 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 da. Judgment is no longer welcome here. And we're not talking about using judgment to because you have to have a level of judgment to say, hey, this doesn't work for me. This is not a good dynamic for me. But judging what's showing up for you is in the same element of, oh, I don't want that anymore. It's not serving me. So the question is, how is this serving me?
Yeah.
And how do I be with this differently moving forward? Because now your awareness is turned on and your awareness is going to call forward so many things. So rather than bombard yourself with, oh, I shouldn't be doing that, or I don't need that anymore, it's like, oh, okay, I noticed that. I'll deal with you later. Because you're no longer serving me.
Yeah.
And oh, I'm putting that on the radar because I don't feel aligned with that anymore. And so therefore it's no longer serving me. And then you're not piling on the guilt. You're not piling on the charge, but you are no longer engaging with it in the same way.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so true.
And as you clear this and clear it, you are going to get busy and know that you can handle it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you are calling forward all of that abundance.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a little piece of homework for you. Yeah, take a nice deep breath there. That's a huge awareness, right?
But it's not, I have the awareness for once. Like when I usually come out of these times, I'm like, oh, I just want to melt. But now I'm like fired.
Yeah, and this is the layers, right? You had to shed the heavy layers to be able to see how to move forward. And this is why this work is so powerful, because we're not just kind of plowing through our brains. We're releasing a lot of physical energy. And so the only place for it to go is up and out.
Mm-hmm.
The more you deny it, the more compounded it becomes. What you resist persists.
Mm-hmm.
And so resisting it makes it get louder and louder and louder. And so even though you're judging right now that those challenging, emotionally charged sessions feel extremely draining and this feels more comfortable, the truth is this gets to be your way of being.
Right.
But first you must release. And so that is serving you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so as you think about the next week, and I feel like we've been so focused in on when we're doing your sessions that I haven't actually taken note in your sheet. Have you been taking notes in your worksheet for?
I just said the last one, I put the word, that stuff there, but I have a book that I write in, but I literally started, the last journal entry I have is like stopped partway through. It just put it away.
That's okay. Do you know how many journal entries I have that have like 3 words and that's it? Today.
And it was like, I thought I had to step away for a second and I came back. I thought, no, I don't even want to go there. I don't even want to sit in that space. I just want to be in a different space, right? Like, I just felt like there's a point of working yourself through it. And then there's a point of choosing to sit in it. And I didn't want to sit in it.
So that's a huge awareness, right? And so just notice that if it keeps coming up, then you know you're not sitting in it. You just haven't dealt with it.
Right.
Okay. And so just notice that the pattern difference. And so for your homework today, we have imagine the number of successful sales.
Yeah.
I want for July.
Oh, that's pointing it right down. I've been thinking end of the year.
Nope, July. We're gonna start honing. I normally don't start doing manifestation work with people to like a lot deeper, but I feel like you're just accelerating through so many things that I don't think we need to wait. You're getting it. You get the concepts, and we are clearing. And I think even in positioning the manifestation piece, we're going to accelerate the clearing. And I feel like you're ready for it, especially if you're telling me I don't want to wallow. Like, let's just do this.
Let's go.
Let's do this. Okay, so imagine the number of successful sales I want for July. Imagine what my clients are like in terms of their commitment to the journey. And imagine how I will feel knowing that I've respected my boundaries and am fully capable of holding the level of work I have to support them. And so don't worry about how, don't worry about who, just know your end goal and then practice trusting that you are getting exactly what you need.
Yeah, so true. So true. So true.
So what's the inclination showing up right now in your head? What's showing up?
It's tagging a person to the deal already. It's exactly what you said. Don't matter who, but it's like my brain wants to go, well, this is in place and this is partly in place, and is it this person? I am trying to figure out who it is, and I have to take that away.
Because in your industry, especially, you could get a call tomorrow. And the person could be like, look, I want this house. I like you. I've seen your videos. I want this house. I need the deal tomorrow.
Right.
You didn't have to go through investing anything in the relationship. You didn't have to do anything. Your work's already out there.
And the fact is, I'm going to say the fact because not the truth. The fact is, I will second guess myself because that's too easy. Do you know what I'm saying?
Practice feeling how easy it is. I've already done the work.
That's good.
You have, Dania. Your shit is out there for people to see. Friday, today, that 5 o'clock, this thing is going to air. And today, this needs to be a priority in the next hour. This visualization, I want you to write it down specifically. I want you to write down the sales numbers. I want you to write it all down.
Okay. I'll
And
go
then I
right
want,
into that sheet and work on it as soon as we get off.
yeah, and I want you to imagine the smallest little squiggly. So I want you to put a J. So I'm going to show you my journal. I want you to put a J, which is July. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you see the tiny little squiggly? That's the energy.
Okay.
Okay. The emotion and the intention. Okay.
Okay. So that's in the middle, the emotions on one side, the intentions on the
Yeah.
other, and then do the squiggles for what I feel is the energy. Now,
Yeah.
that chart, can you pop that chart into our
Yep.
folder?
Yep,
Thank
I
you.
will. And so when you do that, I want you to really hone in on the visuals, the feelings, the emotion, and get as detailed as you want. So, because that is what's coming to you. You just have to welcome it
Mhm.
and imagine. And I don't want you thinking year end. I want you to like zone in on July.
Mhm.
And then you're going to have stuff showing up that feels like doubt and incapacity. I want you to send it to me either in a voice note or whatever,
Mhm.
whatever is showing up, and I'll send you back some things to focus on
Okay.
because like you can accelerate this and prove to yourself that you can do it without any extra effort.
Wow.
You've already done the work, lady.
It's hard to get your mind, and here's my first doubt, is to think that the more you get, the harder you have to work, right? And so
That's old paradigm.
yeah, yeah. Wow, that's amazing.
And the truth is you've already
I'm
worked
excited.
hard.
I know. I
So
know.
it's not
And
like
my
you're
husband always
negating it.
says, how does somebody who works so hard have so many things that get in the way? Like, he just keeps saying this to me. And obviously he's picking up on something, but doesn't know what it is. And because he's not this aware, he thinks this is kind of like I start this conversation with him and he's like, changes the subject.
That's okay. It's all good. You get to prove to him and then he'll get curious. What the hell are you
Do you
doing?
know the thing is I have felt that a lot of my positivity and my focus is going to show my husband a different way of believing, because he's going to see the results of it. I have felt that. My sister told me that some time ago, is my perseverance of just keeping and believing and working was going to make such a difference, not just in my life, but in my husband's life, of where he can be a doubting Thomas really quickly. So, and that's his own.
And here's the thing. Here's the awareness that I had. I am strong enough to carry all this shit for both of us,
Yeah.
Max and I. And so in your case, you are strong enough to carry this shit for both of you. And at the end of the day, irregardless of whether he buys into it or not, you are strong enough to carry all of this in your belief.
The day I envision myself, and I have for some time, sliding him a check or a receipt that says the mortgage is paid. Like that's why I went into real estate.
And so you get to do this. Okay, that's part of your visualization, by the way. Okay? Because wouldn't it be phenomenal if you did that by the end of this year?
Oh my gosh, I think I would literally need diapers. Like,
Yes, go get some Depends.
I'd be so excited. I not just pee myself, I'd probably do the other.
Great, go get some Depends. Get ready for it.
That all depends.
So, like, do you see how your energy has shifted just in the possibility?
Oh yeah.
So when you send that note to your clients to send your boundary, don't be surprised if they pick you.
Right.
You get to welcome that. And then you get to welcome the fact that the house is going to sell no matter what, if they pick you. And you get to do the work, but you don't do it from that space of, oh, I need it. It's like, it's coming.
Yeah. So you think I should do it in an email to them or a conversation?
Whatever feels good to
Okay.
you,
Yeah.
whatever feels good to you. But I feel like, what's your instinct right now?
I always tend to go with a conversation because people can get my intent more with my voice and not just my words on a paper.
Okay. I'm just tuning in to the pendulum. It's saying email.
Okay. I kind of sensed that that's where you were going. And when you said it, it was like, I hadn't even thought about an email, but that removes a layer of emotion for me that wraps me back up.
Correct. And the
I'm
other
going to write
piece,
it and send it to you. I'm going to write it to you.
okay,
Send it.
okay. I'll keep an eye out for it today. Yeah. And your goal is let them know you're available when they're ready to choose you.
Yeah.
Let them know you have faith in the fact that they'll make the right choice for them.
Yes.
Let them know that you're not going to muddle the waters by providing advice when it may not be you executing, and that will just confuse the situation and make it more challenging for them.
Yeah.
And invite them to trust fully in whoever they're choosing.
Right. Okay.
And I have no doubt, and I have a feeling that it's the husband being tied to the money versus her.
Yeah.
And that's why she's kind of in the middle. But at the end of the day, she's got to hold her own or like stand up for what she believes. So if she's really wanting to work with you and he's pulling her in that direction, but yet he's, she's insisting on this, like she either has to trust him and go with the other guy, or she has to trust herself and invite him to trust you, right? Like one or the other, but that's not yours to own, and you don't need to go along for that ride. Let them learn their lesson on their own. It's not up to you.
Okay. All right. Okay. You go and see your son.
Yes.
I'm going to, I don't know. I just feel like a rocket today.
Okay. Before you do that, before we leave, there's something we need to do. And this is a huge part of my work. And this is going to throw you off maybe a little bit, but I'm gonna.
I am tingling through my whole scalp. My whole scalp is tingling. Like, I feel like, I don't know, hair raising almost.
Yes, correct. This is your vibration shifting, my lady.
Like, my hair.
Okay, so I'm gonna play a song for you, and we're gonna dance. This is part of my work.
Dance?
Yeah. Okay. This is part of the work that I do. Get ready for it. This is standard of way of operating, just so you know.
It's all good. Okay.
Come on in, let's go. Yeah. Let's go.
Sorry. Wrong song. There we go.
What spreads faster than any virus? It's fear. Now when it comes to fear, you can either forget everything and run. I say or you can face everything and rise. I believe. And let me tell you what I believe. I believe that. I believe we gon' face everything. I believe that we will win. It's not how you fall, it's how you get back up. And what don't kill us make us stronger, boy. Bet that up, take a swing at us. You better hit hard, cause when we swing back, it's like, oh God. It's time to knuckle up and fight hard. Now let's all buckle up and fight hard. Que Dios bendiga a todas tus familias, mi amigo. Se parta mandito, vamos a darle duro este video. Say it with me. I believe, say it with me. I believe that. Say it with me. I believe that we will win. Hear me say it. I believe that we will 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 say it. We can lose the battle, but we gon' win the war. I'm from the bottom, I'm that uncut, real raw. When things get tough, that's when we show up. That's when we show out. That's when we show yo. It's time to knuckle Bottom line, no matter what, face everything and rise.
I love that. Bottom line. Oh, I needed that. My dog
okay.
can't be like,
What is she doing? So just take that in. So bring your hands out. Okay. Now I want you to scoop up all of that that's available to you and bring it into your body. Since you're
that's
so
what I felt
visual.
I needed to do when I was dancing. I was like,
Yeah. Bring it into your body as many times as you need to. So when you're feeling doubty, I want you to remember all of this energy is here for you to bring it in. All of it. Imagine yourself bringing your clients into you and bringing them close to you, and all of the goodness that it means for them to have such a solid person helping them.
right.
Okay. So good. Good job today.
You must like at the end of your day be like, that's a good day.
Oh yeah, like I'm vibrating all the time.
Your husband was like way beside you then.
He's like, will you just calm down? I'm like,
Oh my
it's
God.
so exciting.
All right.
So good.
Have an amazing day. And
You
weekend.
too. You too. And I'll keep an eye out for your email.
Yeah.
But know that I'm really confident that you've got this.
My coach, my real estate coach from my team, she said, your relationship means squat. Go prove why you're good, the best at this, and come back and tell us when you have the listing.
Yeah.
She just didn't give me any other options.
Yeah. So good. And
Yeah.
so I do want to hear about what you think about your coat of arms, because it's in the background here. And so it'd be cool if there's anything that you want to change.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely will. I did read through it. I think that I was so much going on trying to absorb. Now that I've got to a healthy space in taking all of your stuff in and everything, I think I'm in a much better place to absorb my part and then your part.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, you can't complete the two,
Like
right?
It's like you say, containers, this container, this container.
Correct.
Yeah.
So good.
All right.
All right, Dania,
Okay.
have a great day.
Have a good day. Bye.
You too. Bye.